Hey guys, how's it going? This is Bags with another video. My voice is much better as you can hear, and today we're talking about Temtem. And if you don't know what that is, it's a game made by Crema Studios over there at Spain. Indie company, they launched a Kickstarter a couple years ago. The basic idea is, and a lot of people are making this into a meme, it's a Pokemon style game with creatures. You go out, you capture them, you're a tamer. You go out there, you fight them, you capture them, you fight other people with them, you fight other NPCs with them, you grow them, you evolve them, you breed them. It's, you get the idea. The game is gonna launch into early access in a few days, like 5 days from now on the 21st of January 2020, and I'm impressed because this is a game the Pokemon fans have been asking Nintendo to make for so many years, but they just won't make it. So this little indie studio stepped up, and they're making a pretty good job at it, if you want to ask me, because I did play the stress test, and you're going to see some footage in a little bit. The main difference of this game would be the competitive, the ranked kind of system they're going to have. Basically PvP, I would call it. That's what it is, people versus people. And the main difference from Pokemon would be the breeding tactics. You can pair two compatible Temtem creatures, and you create an egg. That egg is going to inherit some stats from both of them. So you want to pair your best ones, the ones with the best stats, because those get inherited, and the end creature is more powerful, it has more attacks, or it might be a certain type of creature with an attack from another type of creature that wouldn't normally exist. And I think that's pretty cool. And the other main thing they're doing with this game is they're just taking the RNG out of the game. And what I mean by that is, during battles, if you've ever played any Pokemon kind of game, there's this chance of a critical hit. So you're winning the battle, and suddenly the enemy Pokemon hit yours with a critical, and you lose. That's not gonna happen here. They don't have any type of RNG for critical hits or critical heals, or poison critical hits or whatever. And I think that's where they need to put their focus on, because once a certain meta settles in, it might be hard to break out of it. And I think this is what's gonna make or break this game. If the developers, Crema Studios, they can stay on top of their game and make sure whatever meta eventually and surely will settle in, if they can address it. But hopefully, in my opinion, they don't go around nerfing things, but adding things that counter that specific meta that's gonna inevitably settle in. It's gonna be a great game. Things I really liked were animations. As you can see on your screen, every creature, the world around them, their attacks, their animations, their movement, their idle poses and everything. It looks fantastic. They did a really good job at it. The UI is great. Everything that the player needs to know is on the screen, readable, accessible. So the UI UX team, they did a good job at it, at least in my opinion, to my standard. And I think another area this game excels would be audio. I can't play the audio for obvious YouTube copyright issues and whatnot, but I assure you, if you go and watch gameplay sessions of people playing this game, or mine on Mixer if you want, you will hear that the audio is fantastic. There are definite Pokemon influences throughout the entire game, obviously, and the music is no exception of that. But the guy that did the audio did a really good job. He said that there's 33 tracks, I think 33 unique tracks, and during the stress test I didn't find the same music playing on loop or something. It was always another track. It was reflecting what was going on the screen. It was in tune with what I was feeling and doing in the game, and that's so crucial. So many games fail at it. Audio design is very crucial in video games like this. You get this old school combat, you know, the turn-based combat. Your creatures fight the other creatures. You have, you know, weaknesses, 2x, 1x damage and all that, you know, what you would expect from this type of game. And I feel this game has very good potential to succeed. It will most definitely appeal to an audience that's craving a certain game, but the owners of the Pokemon IP are not giving it to them. So there's definitely a market for it. And it was shown during the stress test. There were so many people playing it that the servers were continuously rebooting, which is good in my opinion, because that's what a stress test should be. And hopefully during the early access things are better. I'm sure the servers are gonna get hammered, but yeah. So the creatures have these systems. I don't know if you caught it on your screen a couple seconds earlier. You can always go back and check it. They have stats, they have attacks, they have passives, which is pretty important in my opinion, and all of them are customizable. So you can create a squad of creatures, but even though those two creatures are the same, those Pajaros on the enemy team, they might have different attacks, completely different attacks, different passives, different attacks, because you can customize them, and that's great in my opinion. I don't recall Pokemon games, and I didn't really play a lot of them, to be fair, that really had that thing. Sure, you could change attacks, but I think it was within a specific set of attacks. So with the breeding system, I think they're gonna spice things up and make, you know, an incredible range of possible metas, and that might be good for them. We'll see. The game launches in a week, so into early access. It launches into early access. I don't want to give people any false information. So as you can see on your screen right now, you have these attacks. You know, as the creatures level up and fight, they gain new attacks. You can change them out, swap them out. You can pick if you want one. If you don't, you take it out. You got, you know, a lot of options. And the attacks are based on a stamina system. It's the blue bar on the creature's UI, and what happens is if it's exhausted, you can't attack. You can attack, but it will damage your own creature as well. So it's a double-edged sword, and I really like that they did that. So there's an extra layer of strategy involved into this game as well. Overall, I really like this. You can also play with other people, and you can see this now on your screen as well. I will go into a building and there will be a ton of people around, and that's where the MMO part of this game is, and it really makes the game feel alive. You see people running around with their creatures on their side. You can invite them, you can emote to them, you can make them friends, you can group up with them. I believe the group size is 2, so you and another person, and you can fight other tamers and whatnot. And if all this sounds great to you, the pricing was revealed, and it looks like it's gonna be $35 US for the early access. So yeah, that is Temtem, guys, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.